Good evening, everybody. Welcome to season 5 of Ecurious Minds. Be the change to bring the change. Yes, this is the first time that we are going to get into the mathematical mindset, Joe Boiler's book. And this session is going to be led by Sakina and Archana. Over to both of you.
Good evening, everyone. So we are going to start with this chapter. So before we start, social media handles, hope you are following them. If you're following, please like, subscribe, and share. Okay, so together we grow to bring the change. I'm Miss Archana Mehra. I'm presently the HRT of Oberoi International School.
Hi, yeah, and I am currently the PYB coordinator at National School. Moving ahead.
Can you say that again? Which school?
So we have this small video that we want you all to see, and post that we will have a small chat about how many of us really resonate with the emotion of this song. So here you go. Can you hear it?
It's not audible, Sakina, I guess.
It's lagging, I think.
I can't hear, yeah.
Let me
Lagging. Sakina, actually, you're breaking as well. So in your introduction, when you introduced yourself at a certain school, we didn't get that as well.
Should I try that?
You want me to play?
Is she there or stuck? Sakina? Can we share the screen? I
think we get the crux of this song. So how many of us, while this song was going on, how many of us could really resonate with the emotion of the song? And why do you think that people feel that maths is so difficult, or maths is not my cup of tea, or maths is not an area or a subject that I can excel in? Any thoughts?
Or have you seen your students, facing the situation that how much ever we try, they are still struggling to get over a concept? It could be either way. Me too.
Go ahead, Amrita. You raised your hand.
Yeah, hi. I think the reason, I'm sorry, I'm on my phone, so excuse my big face. I think the reason I started hating maths because I remember when my maths sir entered the class, he started with the notion, it's going to be a very difficult and a very tricky class today. I want you all to pay attention. So I think the first impression of my algebra class was, it's going to be difficult, it's going to be tricky. I have to be super, super, super attentive to understand what he's going to teach. So I think when you get to hear that, it's going to be difficult, I think each one of us, we feel like, forget it, I think not my cup of tea.
Absolutely, Amrita. The choice of words by the teacher sets the, the tone of the subject, of what the child thinks about the subject. Miss Swati?
Swati, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So for me, I have never liked math. And it's not that I found it tough or any such thing. I was just not interested. As a child, I developed a notion that math is boring. And that's because, I used to feel that 2 + 2 is always 4. You add a couple of these things, it never becomes 6 or 9, or, that would have been very exciting. So as a child, I had that particular notion. And then it has stuck. Though I worked very hard to be a good math teacher, but that was just because I was interested in teaching and didn't want my children to have the same mindset that I had developed. So that's my connection with math.
How true, Ms. Swati. I think you've kind of nailed it. What Ms. Boaler wants to tell us, that unless we give our children the opportunity to explore math with different, through different mediums, through different manipulatives, like you said, it will just be 2 + 2 is 4. So what's new? What is there to really learn? Miss Sonia?
Yeah, as a teacher, what I would say is children also find it. What happens is there is this thing. Some children are we are very good at math. So the ones who feel that they are not that good, वो comparison के चक्कर में वो पीछे हो जाते हैं, and they feel even more intimidated. So I think from a teacher's perspective, it's like no comparisons, just wherever you are, and move ahead from there. I think that is, this, if you see, it happens only in math. The comparison that some students are good at math, and then they are generally considered the most intelligent in the class or something like that. That is
Correct. Archana, do you think we should continue with the presentation? They already have all the answers.
Yes, we can do that. I would like to add, Sakina, as a student, I used to not enjoy doing that much maths, but as a teacher, when I entered into IB PYP, I actually got most of the concepts clear. Because that visualization, manipulators, hands-on experience, real life connection, that made me understand exactly why I was learning and why I was learning a particular concept in school. So that helped me. Moving ahead with this, let's go.
We also have something in the chat box. Navita has shared. It all depends upon the approach of the teacher. Neha has shared, numbers and formulas can be overwhelming. And Zoom 53, Parel, Pia. I think everybody's feeling the same. Yeah, please go ahead.
So maybe to make maths easy for our students, okay, and for many new teachers who enter into IB PYP, we need to develop a mathematical mindset. So looking at the sketch note, we will understand exactly why we were fearing. We had a fear of maths. And also we would reflect using this visible thinking routine. I used to think that what is the need? What is mathematical mindset? What is the need? And why should we do that? How should we do that? This we will do initially before reading. We have just finished with the 2 chapters. Okay. This is the initial understanding we are taking. And once we are done with the entire book, we'll come back to this again. So whoever is taking the last 2 chapters, we'll come back to this again. And then we will see after reading the entire book, how our thinking has grown and changed. Okay, so let's reflect. I guess Sakina will have to share the link of this. Thank you. So let's understand.
Divide them into 3 groups, Archana.
Pardon me, I can't hear.
Should we
divide? Yeah, we can divide them into groups. Group of 3. That would be enough. Yeah.
We're just 21.
So 1 group? No, at least 2.
How many breakout rooms do you want?
3 should be fine, Pallavi.
All right, I'm starting.
Thank you. And we have only 5 minutes for this. Quickly, we come back. Yeah.
The link of the is in the chat of the presentation. So each group can take 1 slide.
So here we'll decide exactly why.
I've shared the slide, the deck.
Okay. Yes, we can see that. So let's go to the slide and understand what is mathematical mindset. I will keep adding to it. It's slide number 6. Okay. So can we discuss what is exactly mathematical mindset? Hello, am I audible?
Yeah. Everybody start.
Yeah.
What do you think is mathematical mindset? Logical?
Logical reasoning.
Thinking. Math is basically working with numbers.
Concept? Calculations, maybe.
I don't know. See, yeah, sorry, Navita.
No, carry on. Sonia, you started. So I think.
No, as a teacher, I think first as a mother, having, tried to help my daughters with their math, this thing, and then becoming a teacher and observing students, was this only that it's not that, I used to enjoy math. So it's not that difficult, but then trying, I think one thing is empathy. Right, so having empathy for different levels of capability of students and understanding that yes, they can be progress. It's just the mindset is changing. I think I'm talking from the point of view of an educator, changing the way you teach. It's not trying to change the way students understand.
Okay, I have a slightly different viewpoint. It is also from my personal experience. I have two daughters, and I'm a very mathematically strong person, I'll say, if I may say that. Okay, so I've always loved math, always done exceptionally well in math. So I had two daughters. I realized the older one, any concept where we used to try would take time. My younger one was much younger, but she would pick it up like that. So I assumed that it's also you are gifted with a mindset, because we always say, okay, language mindset or mathematic mindset. So I feel that is possible, where you are, when you're born, you are gifted with a certain kind of mindset. However, when I became a teacher, I realized that it is important that as a teacher, for the ones who take time, who are slowly, who take time for that mindset, you need to make sure that you make it so enjoyable that inevitably they will learn. So it's all about that. So some might be quick on uptake, but some who are not, you have to put in more effort to make them like it and pick it up. So that's, at least from my experience, I would say that is what
Navita, I have exactly the same situation. I have two daughters. My older one, exactly the same thing what you said. But what I realized is for my older one, then probably her mindset got fixed, or it got this thing because of the.
Is there a problem here?
Yeah, I'm not able to get in, sorry.
Can somebody else log in?
It's all view.
Nisha, everybody has been able to use slides.
I don't know why we are getting the view option.
Kindly give a share.
We can paste the chat
You
box.
edit share, then only we can give.
Because everybody is using, everybody's editing the same. Let me post it again.
Yeah, that's how it is. Just edit your slide, then it won't get disturbed. It's all right.
Sign in? Why don't you sign in?
Yeah, you couldn't sign in. You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Then 1 second.
Because we're running out of
so
time.
let's start putting it on the chat, no?
So the slide says, I used to think and what I think about math. See, everybody's editing.
That's fine. As long as you're on your slide, it's fine. Others ka editing chalta rahega. That's okay.
Who's sharing the screen?
I'm sharing the screen, Pallavi. I'm not able to get it. Yeah, it's coming view only yet.
Because you're not signed in. Whosoever is sharing the screen has not signed in. So somebody who's already signed in, please share the screen. You'll be able to edit. You hardly have time.
So I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, somebody who's already logged in, please sign in. Nisha?
For some reason, Pallavi, even I have logged in, but I'm not able to type. It just shows me a view.
And mine is also coming view only. I'm also not able to do it.
I've logged in from, but for some reason can't type.
I'll just check with Archana.
We can discuss.
Okay, can we do one thing, Pallavi? Can we note down our responses in the chat box?
Of course, please do that.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's not waste time.
So can each one of us put our responses in the chat box, and then we
can. Then maths class.
Yes, open-ended. It could be open-ended as well. Okay. I guess we are done. 5 minutes are over. Can we go back?
Archana, surprisingly, group 3 wasn't able to edit the slide for some odd reason. Your group and group 2 was able to do it. Group 3 wasn't able to do it. So they put in their response in the chat box. So I'll give them 1 more minute. Is that okay? Archana, do we have that cushion?
Yes, we can do that. Should we go to the main room now? I guess 5 minutes are done.
So we just leave the room since the first time I used a Zoom. So I just leave the room, right?
Leave the breakout room.
Hi, Rima.
Hi.
Correct. So I think what we've written are the approach of teachers to the subject. I think that kind of covers what she's trying to tell us. Does that really add up to what you're trying to put here, Kavita?
Sakina, time is up.
Yeah. Let's close. We can move to the main room. Quickly.
Now I think part is what I wanted to add.
So just waiting for everybody to come back, Pallavi.
Yeah. I've closed the rooms. The countdown has begun. So good to see all of you. Just filling up. Hey, Nadia.
Hi, you met the kangaroos?
Yes, I did. So many of them.
Wow.
One kangaroo is right here. Okay, let's begin.
Okay. Group 1, would someone want to quickly share?
Yeah, group 1, I was in that, but I would like somebody else from the group to share.
Quickly go ahead, please.
Rima, I guess, yeah. Would you like to share? Yeah.
Fine.
Thank
so
you.
What we came up with regarding, I used to think about math. We mentioned drop just a few words like logical, working with number, concept, problem solving, being critical thinkers, making connection to real life situation, and why we said the purpose behind it, logical thinking, for them to understand why we are learning what we are learning, so it could be has a purpose for them, and make everything that they learn, especially math, relevant to them and significant, and to develop and grow for them the passion and the love for math. And how we can do it by making it more engaging for the students, challenging to them, to push them in order to think. And we said for sure we need at the beginning to check the readiness of the kids, checking their prior knowledge. And we said we need to make connection, to make math as well significant. We need to make connection with other disciplines as well. We mentioned as well using different resources like make it hands-on through manipulators, different digital could be resources. We should, since we need to develop this growth mindset to believe in their capabilities, sometimes we can do like brain challenge or exercises with them, not to just focus on the procedure, but use a variety of tools and give them the voice and the agency, ownership for their own learning. And maybe the assessment, we said sometimes we can tackle it to make them assessment capable, like performance or open-ended. Thank you.
Group 2. Sonia, you want to share?
Hey, go ahead, yeah. Nadia, go ahead.
Somebody come on, quickly. We're running out of...
Yeah,
I think
so group one has almost covered a lot of points. But in our group, we discussed about what is that, there are some kids who are gifted with a mindset or mathematical mindset. And, maybe by birth or, as they start learning numbers, like we know there are some learners who are, language smart. There are some mathematical numbers smart learners. So there are some children who are gifted with this kind of a mindset, and also positive attitude towards learning mathematics is something that we were talking about. Then under the why, it's like, we have to agree or, believe this, that mathematics doesn't end when school ends. It's all around us and it's going to be throughout life. So you just can't run away from it. It's a part of our life, and we always will be around numbers or looking around for mathematical patterns. And how the teacher has to do this. So we need to change the approach, the way we teach as teachers. We need to bring in, like what the previous group said, we have to have engaging engagements, bring in student empowerment, giving them more agency, and making it more choice based, so that they start enjoying the learning process. And also differentiation is something very, very important, that looking at the learner's readiness, looking at their interest level, their prior knowledge, we decide on what is required for that particular child. So differentiation or modification as per the students is again very important or crucial here. Yeah, would you all like to add anything, Sonia or Anupama, who were a part of the group? Thank you.
No, I think you've covered everything. We were talking about mindset and.
Okay.
I also like the way it's written that the teachers have to change the we teach maths. Basically, I like that. Yeah. Let's go.
Group three hasn't put down anything.
No, they have.
Group three has shared it in the chat box.
Okay.
So it's okay. Group three, one of you can please articulate. Nisha, would you like to articulate for everybody?
So what we discussed is that I used to think that about maths, that only children who are gifted, who can have the inborn ability to be good at maths, are the ones who were gifted and who were able to solve. They were logical thinkers, so their one part of the brain were very well developed, so they could logically answer and be good at maths. They were good thinkers. Now, and how can we change? How? Because they used to practice quite a bit. Now we have realized after reading the chapter that mistakes is a part of a growing process. The more you make mistakes, the better you are, your brain is getting developed. So it's important to accept mistakes, and the teachers are the ones who should encourage and make sure that the children are comfortable with accepting the fact that they are making mistakes.
Thank you, Nisha. Moving ahead.
So basically, when we read chapter 1, chapter 2, the main focus of both the chapters are to develop the growth mindset in our students, and also to make them believe that making mistake is okay. Okay, so these are the two focus points of the mathematical mindset chapter 1 and 2 book. We can move ahead. So looking at this sketch note, what connections can you make from chapter 1 and 2, which we read, and whatever is given here? So we'll take 2 minutes to go through the sketch note and then try to make connections with whatever we have read in chapter 1 and chapter 2.
Anyone wants to share? I think Nisha's put her hand up. Nisha, you want to say something?
Yes, Miss Nisha.
So
Miss
I
N-
think the most important thing is that as teachers, first we need to change our mindset. Step number one is that our mindset should be that all children, irrespective of the fact whether they are girls, whether they are boys, irrespective of the age, we need to enter the classroom thinking that everybody can do it. If we have that attitude, I think the children will also get it. Secondly, not follow one kind of method, because that one method is not, they should be exposed to different methods, because it's important to be able to reason out and logically think to be able to come to the conclusion. Again, the answer is not important. Following the steps is very important. So second is that. Thirdly, let the children make mistakes, because when they make mistakes, somewhere they are learning something. There is something, because you make a mistake, you backtrack to see where the mistake has occurred, how has it occurred, and then you come up with a solution. So those are the things, and I think growth mindset is very important for the ability to change, to adapt, as well as to grow. So I think that's what my understanding has been from the chapter as well as the sketch note.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Nisha, for sharing. Can we have anybody else? Do you want to share?
Just to check, 8 minutes more.
Yes, yes.
Navita, you've
So what I
Yeah,
wanted to
Kavita
share, this
raised
is
her hand. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I had shared this as well in the chat earlier. So it is also, if you must have come across in a class, some students get very upset when they don't get everything right, right? It's for us as teachers to, find that as a problem of it's a symptom, right, of a certain approach in the classroom, where we have to tell them, you know what, it is not about how perfect your answers are. It is not about how perfect your scores are. It is more about what is it that you are learning from this. So this is what the chapter 2 is all about. Are you growing? Are you not growing from your experience that day? So if you have a perfect answer, honestly, that means you know it all. What is there for you as a scope for growth? So if you make a mistake is when you have more synaptic connections. So it's important that we have to try and scaffold. That means we have very easy, not easy, and more risk taker tasks, so that the children feel challenged somewhere. And it's all right to tell them, you know what, we want to make a mistake here so that we can all learn together. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you for sharing. Anybody else would like to connect? Would like to add something more?
Hey,
Okay.
hi. Hi. Can you hear me? Amrita here?
Yes, Amrita, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead,
Yeah.
please.
When I read chapter number 1 and 2, the takeaway for me was connections, doing, and a lot of repetition, because sometimes we do something and we forget. But doing, teaching the same thing, probably using the same learning outcome, but doing the particular thing multiple times, but using different ways. Because it says that more you do it, more you make connections, more you do it using manipulatives, giving them real life experience, more those bonds, those synapses will get stronger. So I think as educators, we need to make sure that when we are teaching something, we are doing the same thing multiple times, but using different methods so that that connection is strong and it's there as the child's long-term memory. So that was my strong takeaway from chapter number 1 and 2.
Thank you for sharing. Okay. Sakina, can we
move to the next one?
Yes.
Rest of you can use the chat box to share your responses.
So we had a few resources that we had collected. So Boaler has a site where she talks about how to develop growth mindset in children. So this was the whole activity that we had planned. I don't think we have enough time for that. So what we will do is we'll share the link. You can go on the website and this is what it looks like. So she has 3 basic steps that you can develop growth mindset with. And she has these videos where she actually shows how the teacher role models or the language she uses or what kind of environment she creates in a class to enable mathematical mindset or growth mindset in children. So we'll share this link with you all, and in your free time you can explore that. That's what we had planned for next for us, but I don't think we will be able to make it in time. And we had a follow-up activity, which I don't think we were able to do. So
but they can definitely do it self-study. Okay, these resources can be used.
Yes. And these are also some ways of what we can do in our classrooms to develop growth mindset. These are just some resources, some steps that we have put together, which is also there for you to reflect back when we go back to our classrooms and how do we really inculcate growth mindsets in our classrooms. So that's what we have in store for you today. Thank you for being.
Sakina, Archana, you all will share these on the chat, or you will share your presentation with us?
In season 5, we will share the PPTs, but please be mindful that not to use the same PPTs because these are copyrighted by Ecurious Minds. So please be mindful about that. And I wanted actually to discuss about the next session. When do you all want the next session and who's going to lead? Next 2 chapters. Anupama, hand is already up.
Oh, my hand was up for the takeaway from the chapter, actually, which was actually, I would just like to make one short point. A major takeaway for me from this 2 chapters was that we only think about the students who are finding math difficult to progress in. However, the fixed mindset occurs in students who we label as the smart and the intelligent ones. And then there is no scope for growth out there. So they somewhere stop challenging themselves to grow further. So that was my takeaway from these chapters. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
2 chapters. Nisha?
The thing is, I'm traveling. I can do a Thursday or a Friday. I'm going to go back tomorrow. I'm flying back.
Okay.
So that is the thing. I was also wanting to know how often is this going to be, because it then depends on that, because I'm also traveling next week.
You all decide. When do you all want? Do you all want weekly? Because the schools are going to start and some schools have already begun. It becomes very challenging for the teachers and for the leaders to cope up with the learning, with the school going on. How do you want to go about it? Last 2 minutes. And awesome.
Yeah, weekly is better.
Weekly is better.
Weekly is better.
Anytime better.
Weekly. All right.
Weekly.
Who would like to take the next 2 chapters?
That is now every Monday.
You all decide. You wanted Monday, you wanted Wednesday, you wanted Thursday. When do you want?
Monday is okay.
Wednesday?
Okay.
Wednesday we have a. Let's keep
Monday works because you have the weekend just before, na? So weekend and then Monday and then the whole week is then there with you. I think I'm okay with Monday also.
Monday is okay?
I think Monday.
Monday. 40 minutes.
Pallavi, like every year we can, it's always flexible, right? So we always sometimes, change also if there is some circumstances. But for now we can.
But now, Monday, 6:30. 2 people who would like to take the next 2 chapters. One is Nisha, the other one. Who would like to go with her? I will take.
Swahi, I would like to work with you.
Okay. Yes, Sapna.
Okay. So Sapna and Nisha, next 2 chapters. Then the next week, the next 2 chapters quickly. Monica, you missed the last 2 seasons, penalty. Monica will take the next, next to next week. Monica, you'll work with whom? Who would like to work with Monica?
Anybody.
Who would like to work? Anupama?
Yeah, I'm fine. Okay.
Okay.
So that's
Anupama
5 and 6.
and Monica. Okay, last 1
That's
minute.
So we will
Thank
be,
you so much,
we'll be
Sakina.
doing
Thank you so much, Sakina. Thank you so much, Archana, for taking this wonderful session. It was
Thank
definitely
you.
enriching and fast forward. This is the first time we're doing a fast forward session. And lovely meeting all of you. I hope you all are enjoying your break and all the best for the new year. Love you all.
Bye.
Be the change to bring the change. See you.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.